morning. My name's Dave, DaveInTheMorning.com, the Dave in the Morning Show. It's September 1st, 2010. Today's Wednesday. Welcome. Hey, what a weekend. I took a trip up to southwest Connecticut, lower Fairfield County, to drop a kid off at school. And what I saw there doesn't jibe with what I'm hearing out of the press right now about how bad Wall Street's ticked off and how it's being destroyed by Obama. That part of Connecticut and that part of the country is driven economically to a large extent by the success and failures of Wall Street. Many of the people up there work on Wall Street in the banking industry. They're investment guys. They're money people. They take money from pocket to pocket and take a percent. That's what they do for a living. And they do it very well for themselves. And the houses are being built up there. The real estate market looks like it's turned around. The recession looks like it's over. It's all coming back. I'm not seeing it in the rest of the country, but up there they're doing okay. They're doing okay. You know, so when you read that Wall Street's upset at Obama, they're ticked off. You know, they thought Obama was one of them, one of their elite guys, one of the guys that saw the vision. You know, now what's happened now is that Obama is thinking about raising their taxes. You know, they regulated some of the banks back in July. They regulated what they can invest with, what they can't. And, you know, now money that's in a savings account and in a bank/investment house can't be thrown into the stock market or risky investments. You know, the government's take on it is, hey, if we're insuring it, we want it to be invested in places that is not going to lose money because you made a bad choice. Don't gamble the money away. It's kind of the thought. That's a Volcker rule. That got him a little bit, and some of the other regulations are tying their hands. But what's really getting him is there's talk now of taxing at regular income rates, 35%, commissions. Like if you run a hedge fund, you get management fees, right? And that's taxed at 35%. And then you invest the people's money, that makes money. They pay 15% on the money that they invested and earned on. So, you know, I invest $100,000, I'd make $10,000. I'm going to pay 15% on that $10,000, so I'm pay $1,500, right? But you repeat that. But I'm going to take a little commission from that. I might take 10%, 20%, 5%, I don't know. Depends on the deal. And as the manager of the fund, the hedge fund or the investment vehicle. Now that commission, you would think would be taxed at normal rates because, you know, hey, it's not my money. But no, it's taxed at capital gains rates too. And they want to change that. And this is upsetting them. You know, it's un-American. It's Nazism. It's Nazism. Once again, that Nazism, communist, you're Nazi, you're fascist, Glenn Beck stuff comes out. And don't be fooled by the rhetoric. These guys are just playing hardball to try not have to pay more taxes, but they should pay more taxes. In my opinion, that money should be taxed at regular income rates, not capital gains rates. Speaking of Glenn Beck, he had a big rally this past weekend. Somewhere between 75,000 and 1.5 million people showed up. Seems extreme. I mean, it seems like the left-wing media is saying 75,000 and the far right is saying 1.5 million. Who knows? I wasn't there. I would bet that it's somewhere between 1.5 million and 75,000. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What's interesting about Glenn Beck is that he had this meteoric. He rose to the top. I mean, there's this really popular guy, and he spews out hate, and he spews out conspiracy theories, and he spews out religion. And that's what this was about. He spews it all out. And I'm trying to figure out who this guy is, and did some research on him, and he is like Cleon Skousen reincarnated. I mean, this guy sees a communist, fascist, socialist, Nazi under every rock. Everything is there to destroy the United States of America, attack the Constitution, and the Founding Fathers, American exceptionalism, etc. Now, Cleon Skousen, who's dead now, wrote about, a little over a dozen books. And in my opinion, Some of the books are okay. Some of the books are really wacky. This guy is a nut job. He was such a nut job that the church, the Mormon church, kind of shunned him out. And if I didn't say it, I apologize. In 1999, Glenn Beck converted to Mormonism. Okay? And that's, if you tie the Mormonism in and the fringe element of that, which is Skousen, and you look at Skousen, that's Glenn Beck. It's Glenn Beck. So the big conspiracy theory of Glenn Beck is that he's pushing the Skousen agenda. That's his gospel. That is Glenn Beck. Okay? No secret where he's getting it from, how this religion ties in with this hate, and there's communists everywhere, and bring back, and the marching. It's Skousen. And Glenn Beck's tapped into it with a little bit more emotion. It is what it is. I think Glenn Beck's going to do that crash and burn, but what do I know? What do I know? Other things in the news. Last night, Barack Obama was talking about the Iraq War and how we've got all our last combat troops out. Only 50,000 people left there, troops, and they'll be gone in a year. And the handoff from military to civilian will be complete, and we're there to support Iraq, blah, 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 blah. Some people were upset that he didn't thank George Bush for the surge. I don't fall into that category. I think the war was mismanaged for a long, long time. And Don Rumsfeld and his cronies really screwed it up. And Bush did take the initiative and, through advice, and changed course, and here we are. Great. Good. Now we can focus on Afghanistan, which is, what a battle that's going to be. I read a book by a guy named Rory Stewart called The Places in Between. And this is an interesting read because this guy, Rory Stewart, walked across Afghanistan by himself in 2002. And he describes the people he meets, the things he sees, and what happens to him. And I'm telling you, you read this book, you're going to have a very much greater appreciation to how hard this battle is and how many factions and different languages and cultures there are in this country, how divided and tribal it is. I mean, it is the Middle Ages, guys. And it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Another book I read recently, this week, was called A Walk in the Woods by a guy named Bill Bryson. This is a great book. This is a fun book to read about a guy and his adventures on the Appalachian Trail with his buddy. And the buddy makes the book. And I tell you what, you really laugh out loud while you read this book. And both of them are about walking. I thought they went together, so I brought them both up at the same time. And walking is what we do. And I'm going to walk on out of here. I hope everybody has a great day. We'll see you again.